Now there is something called as arithmetic operators here. It is same as the mathematical arithmetic operations which we use. So mainly we have plus, minus, multiplication and division. So addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. I'll show you with an example what it means. So SQL allows the use of arithmetic operators on queries on numeric domains. So only condition you should see is whether the domain that you are trying to apply these arithmetic operators or numeric domain or not. The reason is you cannot add or subtract or multiply, divide something which is not a number. So for that reason, the domain of the attribute on which you are going to apply these operators have to be numeric. Got it? Now increase the salary of the employee by 10% and display the salary and employee name. If that is what we want, then we are going to write this query like this: select employee name and salary, because see this, we want to display salary and employee name. That is why I am writing it as employee name and salary. Assume that the table is going to contain these two attributes, employee name and salary, from employee, in such a way that we are going to multiply salary, the entire attribute. So SAL is the name of the attribute salary. Now SAL into 1.1. So it is nothing but incrementing it by 10%, isn't it? So for this table, if you assume that there is a table with the attributes, one is EMP name, right, and the other one is salary, and we have all the other attributes as well. Here you are trying to apply this multiplication on the salary attribute, where salary is having a numeric domain, which means all the values which are present in the salary are going to be numbers. Now when you multiply each number with 1.1, it is nothing but incrementing it by 10%. Got it? Okay. And next one is concatenate operator. So concatenate operator is generally used whenever we have string data. So for string data type, the concatenate operator, which is represented by two pipes, can be used in a query to append two string values. For example, if you want to combine the first name and last name, and if you want to write it as full name, right, then you can do this. Select first name, assume that first name is an attribute which is present in the table employee, F name, and L name is an attribute which is present in the table employee. Now we are going to select first name and last name, and we are going to apply concatenate. Right? Now when I apply concatenate, both the strings will be joined, and you are trying to display it with a name, full name. Got it? So by doing this, if I have two values, let us say there is a table, and in this table if I have first name attribute and then last name attribute and some other attributes are there, and say the name of the table is employee, right? Now if you say that if you assume that there is a name, there is a tuple for which the first name is Ravi and the last name is Raula. Now if I do this concatenation, it will combine these two names and it will give you like this. So you are going to get a new table with one attribute, and the name of the attribute is full name. Here we are using aliasing, right? So the name of the attribute is going to be full name. We have created a new table with one attribute, full name, and the values here will be whatever values are there, we take them and we concatenate them, which means here you are going to get like that. Got it? Without any space. So it is same as concatenation, which is applied, which is used in Java. There we are using dot, here you are using two pipes. Got it? Okay. Now let's see the other operator, between. Now if you want to specify a range, and if you want to display all the values which are present in that range, we are going to use between, right? It is a comparison operator on numeric data type, right? So we are going to use numeric data types as the domain for between. Now retrieve all the employees whose salary is between 30,000 and 50,000. If you want to display everyone between 50,000 and 30,000, which means the salary range, then you are going to write the query like this: select star from employee where salary is between 30,000 and 50,000. Now it is going to display you all the employee details who are having salary ranging between 30,000 to 50,000. If someone is having salary exactly equal to 30,000, even that will also be selected. Or if someone is having salary exactly equal to 50,000, that will also be selected. Now, you can also add not. So what will not do is exactly whatever you are not going to get here, you will be getting in not, which means both are complement to each other. If I write not, you are not going to get anyone who is having salaries between these two, including 30,000 and 50,000. Other than that, everything you are going to get there. Got it? Okay. Now let's see this. We have already seen that between is used on the numeric domain. It can also be used on text as well as dates, the same way that we have applied on numeric numbers. Only thing is you should be able to understand how to compare two strings if you are going to apply it on a text, how to compare two strings, and then how to compare dates. So now let's see an example where we are going to apply it on the text. Select star from employee where employee name between A and D. So it means that if the employee name is between A and D, we have to get the details of all the employee. Now what does it mean by between A and D? Now if you have the names like this, so whatever names are going to start with A, they all will be considered. So all the names starting with A will be considered and they will be displayed, and all the names starting with B will be considered and displayed, and all the names starting with C will be considered and displayed. And coming to the names starting with D, if you have a name which is only D and nothing else, that will be displayed. But then if you have a name like this DA, now this one is considered to be greater than D and it will not be displayed. Getting this? So if you have names like this A, it will be displayed. If you have the name AA, it will be displayed. And similarly, if you have name, see, having one character as a name is meaningless, but just for the sake of understanding, I am telling you what it means. And if you have BA, it will be displayed. Let's say BAB, it will be displayed. BABY will be displayed, right? And so on. Let's say there is a name D, it will be displayed. And if you have a name, let's say DA, it will not be displayed. So all the names starting with A, starting with B, everything will be displayed. And also if there is a name which is containing only a single character D, that will be displayed, and anything else that will not be displayed. Got it? And now you can apply this even as not between, right? So between is actually inclusive. Inclusive means whatever boundaries you have given, they will be included in the output. They will also be considered and included in the output. And not between is not inclusive, which means the boundaries will not be appearing in not between, right? So what does it mean? If you say that here, let's say B and D. So let us say it is between B and D, and here I have applied not between. Now what is the meaning of it? This one is starting from B, all the names starting with B will not be displayed, and all the names starting with C will not be displayed, and all the names starting with D, only out of those names, only names containing exactly D, it will not be displayed. Other than these three, everything will be displayed if I am going to use not. Are you getting this? So between means inclusive, we are going to have even the boundary conditions included. Not between means you are not going to have this. Other than this, you are going to get. Got it? Okay. And now it can also be used on dates. If the domain is dates, it can be used. So you can do this. Select start from employee where hire date between 1st January 2010 and 31st December 2010. So it means that you are going to display all the employee details who are hired between 1st January 2010 and 31st January 2010. Now all the employees who are hired on the day 1st January will also be displayed, and also on the day 31st December will also be displayed, right? And everyone in between will also be displayed. Got it? And similarly you can apply not for here, and everyone before this and after that date will be displayed. Got it? Okay.